Well, good morning, everybody. It is, here I keep on forgetting to do things like this. There you go, 15th of June 2020, and I'll try and get right into this, shall we say. Like many people out there, I've had a YouTube channel for many years actually now, and I've got a Flickr and Facebook and Twitter and so on. So I'm going to get this out to all of those. This is basically serves as an introduction to my movies on YouTube, and I've got stacks of them. I've got hundreds of them, and some of them that are a bit too long. Some are hour and a half, even up to 2 hours, which is extremely long. Obviously, you look at half of it or something and you pause it, and then you go and do something else, have lunch and whatever else, and look at, or even the next day, look at the other half or whatever you're going to do. I'm just putting pure transport movies, mostly railways, on here now. Only a selection. Now, with my American one, which is quite a long one, when it starts off with lots of stuff on, you can see Long Beach and the various scenes in we did a half day, a little tour in LA and so on. But you go through all that, and you get to some trains, and we go to up to Flagstaff, Arizona, and we do some Grand Canyon. You might want to look at all that sort of stuff, and some scenes from the train and so on. And we end up in St. Paul, Minnesota. We visit family there, which now some of it there, if you're not, it's really intended for just close family and friends, that sort of bit at that point and beyond for a while. So you kind of fast forward that if you like, because then there's a slideshow. There's no sound. I never put music on my movies. So you'll see lots of transit, trains, monorail in Seattle. You'll see all kinds of buses and what have you on that. So that, I hope, is something of interest. Then I've got some of my Australian movies. I'm going to put on my Brisbane to Sydney movie, and I'm putting on ones to Broken Hill. I'm putting on some to like places like Mount Isa and so on. But I've put a few of those, which my style or ability or whatever is pretty much in the mid-range. I don't regard my movies as professional in any way, because I haven't got fancy editing or fancy intros and what have you, but I do like to tell a story, and I think for those, there'd be a number of people out there who say, oh, I never make movies, I take photos, or oh, I don't know how they do all that business. I'll just give you a quick rundown on that. A couple of quick clues, can I say, to making them. One is pan slowly. Don't go, oh, look, there, up here, over there, because I've seen that on YouTube and it's terrible. Always take shots that are not too short and not too long. I'm saying if something is standing there, well, you only want 5 seconds, don't you? But 20 seconds, 30 seconds or so, up to about a minute and a half. If you're travelling through some wonderful scenery and it's uninterrupted and beautiful scenery, you might want to take a couple of minutes worth there. And then at the end of it all, there's a thing called Super Simple Video Converter. You download that, it's free, and you put all your movies in a row, shall we say, one under the other. How long ever you want to make the movie, average movie. Might I suggest many of the movies might be 15 to 20 minutes up to maybe 45 minutes to an hour at the most. I've got a couple of very long ones on there, but that is now turning out to be my pretty much average. A person could sit down and look at that in one sitting. I make a commentary. Some of you out there know how to put on subtitles. That's fine. I haven't never really caught up with that. I should, but there you go with it. Now, I'm not really getting into the trips themselves. I haven't got time to do that now, but I've just, as I said, it's basically an introduction to movies for you who are interested, and I would like some polite and civil comments at the end, a couple of questions maybe, and a bit of discussion on the subjects. And in some cases I've got some movies covering that particular area as well, but you know, if someone said I wanted to get particular places like Melbourne or Sydney, or you know, transport around Sydney would be a good example. I've got some of those. So all right, I hope you enjoy those movies. As I said, I don't rank myself any more than 5 or 6 out of 10, but I'm not. It's not poor and it's not highly polished professionalism. Okay, so it's just a bit of fun. I hope you do enjoy it, and let me know what your comments are on the end. So stand by. Look into the links. It's very important. Below this, you'll find a whole series of links to the selection of movies that I'm putting on.